keep it real with ya.
Hey everybody, it's me, Minu, back with another video. Morticia is back here. You might hear her having a time with my ace flag as usual. Okay, so at the time I'm recording this, it is a couple days for my birthday. Yeah. The plan is today, I took off from work, and the plan is to take my hair down, do a twist out, and then go to a fancy restaurant for dinner. I wanted to go for lunch. This place is only a dinner place, so yeah, extra fancy steak and cloth on the table, all the works, super fucking expensive. Um, the stuff that gets on my nerves. But I'm gonna do it because they got like a Japanese Wagyu beef steak, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna have a drink, maybe two, maybe I have an appetizer. I don't know. Um, And I would say like May has just been a month of like, man, I'm spending like crazy. But I'm getting ready for the move in July. So you have to put a lot of money into getting everything ready. And then when it happens, it's gonna be so much money. Like I got quoted like $5,000 for me to move, and I'm not even leaving the state. um, but for me to move a few hours, they were like $5,000. I was like, fuck you. And they were like, well, we got to stay. They got to pay them for the night and the drive, and they got to get a hotel, and they got to come and deliver the next day. And I'm like, but I am not driving a fucking U-Haul truck. So I guess this is what it is. But yeah, so it's crazy expensive, and I'm spending a lot of money, and that always makes me anxious, especially with the current climate and trying to find a new job. But fingers crossed, good things will happen. I also finally bought those Sony noise canceling headphones that are like super expensive because they were on sale. So I really, really love them. They are great. Like I just put them on in the house, and I was just like, it really just stops the sound. Like I didn't even want to listen to anything. I just wanted to put them on and wear them. So I'm probably going to wear them at the restaurant as well. I'm going to wear, my skulls. I don't care about, it being some kind of fancy place or whatever. I'm going to show up in my skulls, and I'm going to eat at a fancy restaurant. So there it is. So let me put this down. I'm going to do a test to make sure it sounds good. So we sound good. So we're gonna look at the hair. So I went to a stylist a couple weeks ago to do my hair because I was going out of town and I wanted the back of my hair to be done because even though I've been working on my own twist, the back is just not, it's not computing for me. Also the flat twist is really hard for me. So she was, like in terms of like getting clean parts, or you probably can't even see them anymore. In terms of like getting clean parts and stuff, that's kind of what I needed. I told her I didn't need to stay up for long because I was going to take it down anyway. So this is the top. So it's supposed to like everything's supposed to go to this side. So all of these are supposed to hang. You guys have seen this hairstyle before, but let me show you the back. Okay. Oh, damn it. So this is the back. Starts up here and it just goes straight down. And so that's the back. Starts up there, it goes straight down. And that's like an ideal style for me in terms of what I would like to be able to do in the future. And I have been talking about this with the black hairstylist, that's something that I want to get better at. And so we're going to try to meet not next week, but the week after next, in person, because we've been doing telehealth, so that she can help me like, do the thing with my fingers. Cause that's my biggest thing is like, I can't make my fingers copy what I'm watching in a video. And I just need somebody to come in and be like, move your finger over here. And then I'll start to get it. But I just need a person to like help me with that. Um, so yeah, that's where we are. That, and I need to wake up more. Okay, so I'm gonna moisturize everything first. I'm gonna use this moisture intensive leave-in conditioner. Let me make sure that the thingy is off. It's not off. I lost my tiny bottle, so I went and got my big bottle. I just be hiding stuff from myself from time to time. I don't know why. But yeah, I think I'm coming along when it comes to my hair. And I think, is this the hair? I think this is the hair that I had for my friend's graduation too. Maybe I won't wear a skull shirt. No. Should I wear a skull shirt? I want to wear a skull shirt. If I get there and they're like, hey, your skull shirt's not working for us, I'll be like mad. Maybe I should just bring a change of clothes just in case. But I don't think it'd be too much of a problem because the city I live in, people was dressed all kinds of ways last time I was at this restaurant. So I went to this restaurant last um with my friend for her graduation. Her parents were paying. And I always get really nervous when people are paying for me about how much I'm spending. And usually when someone's paying for me, they are very stingy. They're like, don't you dare try to order something expensive. And I just be like, okay. And I'm just like scared. But my friend's parents, they're not rich or nothing. They don't really have that much money. Like her mom is retired, but they're like, no, I saved up money so that I can come out here and spend money on my daughter and her friend. So you better order as many drinks as you want, as much food as you want. I was like, they get annoyed at me that I just be like, and how much does it cost? And I don't know because it costs so much. And they'll be like, just order the most expensive thing on the menu. I don't care. And I was like, I ain't never had that kind of experience. So it was a good experience. I liked it. Good company, my friend and whatnot. So I had a good time and I really liked the food that I ate. So I was like, since I never really do anything special for myself on my birthday, why not do something extra fancy? But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I planned it for today instead of my birthday because my birthday's on a Sunday and it's also on a holiday. So then it would have been super crowded trying to show it with everybody else. And I feel like if I go on a weekday, even though it's the evening, that they'll be less strict about dress code. And another thing too is like when I went on my trip to the other place I want to move to, I wore my skull stuff everywhere. Like I was in fancy Italian places drinking like martinis and shit and nobody seemed to care. Like it was just like whatever. I kind of felt like I got the same treatment as those white guys who just wear jeans or shorts to fancy outings and nobody cares, nobody judges them. But then when a black woman shows up, all of a sudden she's messy, she's tacky, she can't believe she wore that. Which we can't win black women. We could be the best looking person in the room, and then we'll get accused of trying to be too sexy. Um, so can't really win. But I always feel like where I live now, I always feel like people judge me for wearing all my skull stuff because I'm not like a typical like there are a lot of fashionable goths now. Like it's a thing, it's cool to be goth now. And, but it's like a sexy goth that I see from a lot of people where it's like the black lipstick and they do all this makeup and they wear like these boots that are invoking a lot of BDSM stuff ideas and people love it. People are like, big titty goth girlfriend, da 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 da. And I wear a lot of comfortable clothes. I don't wear anything tight or restricting in any way. I'm not trying to show off any curves that I have. I'm literally just trying to be comfortable. Especially in a climate in the South when it's always hot. Like I'm not trying to have um anything out. And I just think that that rubs a lot of people in my hometown the wrong way versus when I went to this other place, this other town that was more white people than black people. It was just kind of like whatever. And I felt like there was people there white people there who liked my style. And I got compliments from people like, oh yeah, I love your shirt. And it was my skull shirt and I was at a fancy Italian place. So make sure all of these are nice and moist. Um, so yeah, so that's something that I struggle with, but I definitely felt in that other place that people were more accepting. And it's a shame because anytime I struggle with anything race related, people always tell me, like, you just got to find your tribe of black women and like da 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 da. And don't get me wrong, I have black women friends. I got like two, no, no, I have two top tier black woman friends, one mid tier black woman friend, and then everybody else is like white or Latin, like it's like I don't fit in as much with the black community as people think I do. And so like when I'm online and people don't see what I look like, they're like, oh, you're just gonna find some black women and they'll treat you different, they'll treat you better, da 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 da. And they really don't. Like they really do not treat me better than white people. If anything, some of them feel like they have the free reign to treat me worse because I'm another Black woman. Um, but yeah, that was just me talking about my insecurities about the way I look and the way I dress and stuff like that. Um, in the same vein of Black women not treating me any better than um, white women, I won't go into too much detail, with us being public and out here and stuff like that. But I had a situation where I was in a space with women of color, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be better than, spaces I've been in before because there's women of color. And I'm somebody, I don't really compete with people because I don't really think that highly of myself to be able to compete with people. Yes, Sadie, you can call me 5 times walking in the room. You see me sitting here. What do you need? Okay, back to my story. So, yeah, so I am thinking, okay, so I'm in this group. It's all women of color, Asian women, Black women, yada yada, right? There's like one white lady, and I'm thinking it's gonna be different. And off the bat, it was a little bit different because it was like, you know, the I was getting more recognition for the things that I do. You ever notice, like, when you're in, and this is like a work environment thing. You ever notice that when you're in a work environment as a Black woman and you do stuff, nobody ever wants to give you credit. Like, it's all about making your manager look good, and the manager wants all the credit for the stuff that they did, the stuff that you did, and they never want to let you shine. And the only time they want to give you credit for something is when something went wrong, or when they're trying to get you to do something else. So they're telling people how great you were at the other thing. And it's just like really annoying. You know what I mean? Like, to not get the recognition that you deserve. And so I'm thinking that everything's good because I'm getting the recognition I deserve. Like, I'm hearing my name come up in meetings with, people in other teams being like, oh yeah, Minu's been talking about this, or oh yeah, Minu had a great idea on this, or Minu thinks that we should do this, and I agree with her and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, this is so much better. And I hadn't talked about it on video because I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself. I feel like not YouTube, Facebook has a really good way of embarrassing you and being like, hey, remember 2 years ago or 4 years ago when you said this, and it was something like, oh, this person is so awesome because they treat me with respect and they're so kind and blah blah blah. And then I have to look up there and I comment with the clown face emoji because I'm just like, look at me. And it's like every single time I do that, like I try to be positive and I try to be like, oh, I'm going to look for the positives. I'm going to be joyous. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to call out good things when they happen. And then I turn around and I end up looking like Boo Boo the Fool because the same people who I was out there being like, ooh, this person's so awesome and whatever, turn around and have me looking stupid. So I have a situation where I'm, thinking, okay, everything's cool, and things are going to be good because this person is a person of color and we're going to get along. And they're already showing me like respect and respecting my boundaries and all of this stuff. And that goes on for a while. So I'm singing this person's praises. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, I may have problems with this. I may have problems with that. But this person, amazing, amazing person. I really like them, almost added them on LinkedIn how much I like them. And then I had to, back up from that. So then we get to the last couple weeks and, there's some insecurities about people's jobs. Yes, see, there's some insecurities about people's jobs. And I'm trying to see, can you help me out in terms of like maybe I need to connect with some people in the company, that's going to help me have something that, going on so when, this doesn't work out. And I was okay with things ending. I just wanted that help of like connecting, because this is something that I struggle with, that I've noticed, is that when you're working with women, and I don't even know if I should specify white women or Black women. Y'all let me know what your experiences are. Did you need something, ma'am? Okay. Well, y'all let me know if y'all have experienced this more with white or black women. But so I feel like when you are looking for an opportunity and you run across a woman who is in a position to help you with said opportunity, share your resume around, connect you with a recruiter or whatever, right? Like, I'll sit here and listen to a woman talk and she'll be like, my recruiter's so great, they got me $60 an hour, da 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 da, and they're like saying all of these great things, and I'm sitting here like, hook me up with your recruiter, like, connect me. And I don't say it directly because I don't want things to be awkward. And I'm not saying that I have to be like recommended or referred for a specific job or anything, but just connect me with the recruiter and let me just have a talk with the person if they're so awesome and great about getting you the money you deserve as a woman of color. And I've had it with white women where I'm like, oh, you're in a favorable position with your company where you could let me know a person to connect with and reach out to. You don't even have to say, you don't even have to connect us, right? You don't even have to say, hey, this is Mina. You can just let me know, like, hey, reach out to this person because I know they have opportunities. And I will like be present. I'll be like, pushing a little bit like, oh man, it'd be so great to work at your company. Because they have, all of these great things, and they'll be like, yeah, go look on the site, see if you can find some. Yeah, I don't think y'all understand. Coming from an HR person, there's a lot of jobs that are available and they're not posted anywhere. And it makes me upset because then it's like, I can't get the job if you don't post a job for me to apply to the job. So I have to go through a recruiter or a hiring manager directly to even know that there's a job that's open for me. And I don't like that. Every job that's available should be posted. Every job that's available for new hires, not just people who are in the company, but every job that's available for new hires should be posted publicly. It should not be that I have to go sneak in with somebody and like find this one random recruiter that's working on a job to be told, oh, hey, Minu, yeah, there's a job for you there. I should be able to go to the company site and just find a job. But it don't work like that. It don't even work like that with agencies. Like, you would think that you can go to an agency site and apply to a job. And some agencies like Randstad or whatever, some agencies do post a lot of jobs, but you will never hear back from them. You have to go through the recruiter. And who knows who the recruiter is for that job? You don't. You just have to wait on people to reach out to you. And so when they said that, I was like, wow, you don't want to help me at all. You want me to just go looking? If I could find them by looking, I wouldn't have said nothing to you. um you already know that there's jobs out there that's not being posted on the company site. Like, why are you like this? And that was a white woman. So then I was like, okay, whatever, they're not going to help me. And then I go to a black woman and I'm just sitting here like talking to them, and I'm like, yeah, it'd be so great if I can get in with your people, because I went on the site, and the black woman, I respect her, she was like, don't look on the site because they not posting them jobs on that site like that. And I'm like, damn, that's frustrating. And then she was like, well, would you want me to connect you? Would you want me to take your resume and send it over to my people? And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. But then, true older black woman fashion, they had to like criticize the resume I had and been like, don't send me a resume for this. Send me a resume for this, because this is the jobs that's actually out there. And I'm like, I appreciate the advice. Here's the jobs I want to do. Please connect me with someone who can give me that. Because I've never thought I'd be in a situation, and I do know that there's a lot of competition in the market. I never thought I'd be in a situation where I would send connection requests to recruiters and they would not connect with me. Like, excuse me, do I not have the skill set that you're looking for? Are you not trying to fill jobs? And sometimes it'll be same people who've reached out to me before, and basically like cold calling, but via message and email. But then you want to add them and they don't add you. Really? Come on now, guys. You do too much. Um, so I was just like very frustrated about that. And I would say I have one black friend, she's top tier. No, I got two black friends, but one of them is top tier in terms of like career and stuff. And she's been really, really helpful in helping me like do my resume and give me interview tips and cheer me on and tell me how great and skilled I am. And if she could get an opportunity to work with me, she would love to, because she knows that I'm a great employee. And I think that's the thing too. A lot of people feel weird about recommending people. that they know the jobs because they're like, if you do a terrible job, it's going to reflect on me. But honestly, if it's a terrible company, you need to just let me know. I feel like a lot of people be so caught up in just getting someone a job that they don't pay attention to the fact that the company they work in is actually toxic. And the chances of, and the turnover, meaning how many people leave that job every few months, is high. And so if you bring somebody into that type of company, then they're likely going to leave the job soon. And it's whatever, you know. But if you're doing like referrals through agencies, I'm trying so hard to keep this as general as possible so that I'm not like calling out any specific people. But I just feel like we should be working to lift each other up. So what happened in this situation is I worked with this person, a woman of color, who I was very excited to work with her, and we seem to be getting along very well. And I saved her job. I saved her job several times because I was like, oh, she cares about me. She's nice to me. She's going to help me out. She kept talking about connecting me to people and, opportunities and stuff. She never actually did it. But she kept talking about it. And so I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, we straight, right? I get thrown out like trash. Well, not thrown out just yet, but thrown to the side. Thrown to the side and lied to about there not being there's no opportunities, meaning there's no opportunities. Meanwhile, you done set up here and got an opportunity for yourself, and then you turn around and you lie to me and say, nah, there's nothing out there. And I felt very disrespected by that because I just hoped it would be different working somewhere that's more diverse. That's really what it was for me. I was like, I'm going to work somewhere diverse where there's women of color and we're all going to work together and we're going to support each other. And everybody trying to be the HNIC. And that's the thing that made me very upset because I was just like, I'm sick of going into rooms with other women, whether if it's white women, they intimidated. If it's women of color, they're intimidated. And they are all trying to compete with each other, and not just competing with each other, but tearing each other down, sabotaging each other. And it's dramatic and it's childish, and I hate it. Like, I would never sabotage somebody at my job. I don't care how much I don't like you, because that's your money. And I don't mess with people's money. And I hope people don't mess with my money. Now, people have messed with my money and tried to play me. But I'm just not somebody who can see myself doing that to somebody, because it just seems like a terrible thing to do. And how's it look? It just seems like a terrible thing to do to somebody. So I personally don't ascribe to that type of behavior. But I'm sick of being in these companies where everybody seems to be out to get each other for like no reason. Like, we should all be working to succeed together. And it just feels like more and more like these days, companies are not really worth anything. Like, they're not really worth your loyalty, because so many people, and you've seen it with COVID, you've seen it with these layoffs, so many people will give decades to a company and be thrown out the door right before they retire with no severance. And companies can do that because at will, they can fire you for any reason. They can fire you because they don't like your face. And it's just like, it's just baffling to me, because I feel like I know older people who've had great careers at the same company for a long time. And nowadays, it just seems like you can't even stay in the company for a long time because they're going to find some way to disrespect you. Either they're going to like make you do three people's jobs. They're going to make it so that you feel guilty for trying to take vacation, and they let your vacation expire because they won't roll it over, or they'll say it rolls over, and then 1 year they'll say no rollover, everything you had is gone. Or you'll try to do the whole, I'll give you 2 weeks so I can get 2 more weeks of pay, and then they fire you on the spot because they don't like that. You get into a company where everybody seems to be nice and getting along and having a good time. And then, like a week or two in, you looking around and you're noticing that people don't like each other. People are refusing to work with each other. And it's not in a where I'm going to HR because you treated me a certain way and I can't be around you. It's a I'm just not going to do it. And those people get away with that. First of all, you get away with just not working, just like crossing your arms and refusing to work. That's one thing. But the second thing is like people get away with that. And then you have people like me who are hard workers who just get used and then thrown out. Like companies are not rewarding, they're not rewarding loyalty, they're not rewarding hard work. And then you're working in these environments with either it could be white women, it could be women of color, it can be any group of women, and everybody got a beef with each other. Everybody got a problem with each other. Everybody got something to say about something somebody else say. Everybody got an attitude, like it's just frustrating because when I talk to older people, they spot all this immediately, right? Because they're like, oh no, it's not, we're not going to do this, boo boo, because they've worked in companies where things have been functional and healthy. But being my age as a millennial slash Gen Z, wherever you want to put the line, um, I keep getting into these companies where things seem great at first, but then you find out just how toxic everything really is. And it's like becoming more and more common for companies to get away with being toxic. And it's just frustrating. And I just really want to get into a company where they are healthy, they're functional, they have work life balance. Like the times that I've been in interviews where I asked about work life balance and they're like, we don't believe in that here. And I'm like, you just gonna say that? It's okay for you to just say that? We don't believe in work life balance. We believe in work life integration. Your work day doesn't stop at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. If you need to do something at 8 p.m., then you just need to do something at 8 p.m. And I'm just looking at them like, no, I don't need to do nothing at 8 p.m. What are you talking about? There's nothing I need to do at 8 p.m. Only thing I need to do at 8 p.m. is go to sleep. Like, what if I went out for drinks with my friends? What if I'm drinking? You want me to be working? You want me to be on a clock? Like, I don't understand. And they'll say this in a thing, or they'll talk about how they're in meetings for 8, 9 hours a day working overtime. I've been in interviews where they're like, yeah, and I will be in meetings from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm like those hours don't make sense, ma'am. And they'll be like, well, it's just what you got to do. No, it's not. Tell this company to hire more people. Companies are so quick to fire people and then hire someone at a cheaper rate, but then want to turn around and act surprised when they have hired people at a cheaper rate and the work's not getting done. They think they can get the same amount of work for less money and less people. And they will put all of this work on the hard workers. How do I put this? They say like being a hard worker only gets you more work. Meanwhile, you'll look around and you'll see all of the people who barely do anything and they are like chilling. And they will literally just they'll hire a consultant company, they'll hire contractors, they'll just hire people to come in and do their job for less money while they keep their job. And that works at a lot of companies. And then eventually you get companies where, like, I think that honestly, I think a reason that there's a lot of layoffs right now is really just like companies are just freaking out. Some companies, they don't even have a reason for layoffs. They just see other companies doing layoffs and they're like, oh crap, better lay off some people. If we lay off people while everybody else is laying off people, then nobody will notice that we laid off people. Like sometimes they literally just lay people off to do so. Sorry, I got distracted by a text message. I don't even remember the rant that I was going on. But it just seems like nowadays you cannot throw you can throw a rock and hit 3 companies that are eager to exploit you. And while I appreciate some of these companies for being honest in the interview so that I know to, pull out of the application process, it's frustrating that they feel so comfortable to do that. Like, it's really upsetting how much the market has shifted in the favor of employers that they feel comfortable saying, yeah, nah, we don't do work-life balance here. I interviewed with a company where they were like, they were like, we're hybrid. And I was like, I need remote. Sorry. And I was going to walk away, and they come back. They're like, no. Remote's cool. Remote's cool. We're desperate. Remote is cool. Okay. Well, I'll go through the interview process. Getting it through the interview process, they're like, no, we're hybrid. And I'm like, no, that's not what we talked about. Why am I talking to you when I told you that I only wanted to do remote work? I'm going to move. I won't be close enough to come into the office anyway. I don't want to come into the office. That's why I do remote work. And they'll be like, no. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We just need you to, you're not allowed to take vacation until the end of the year. And we're going to need you to come into the office for several weeks. But it'll be fine. I'm like, no, it won't be fine because I won't be in the same city as y'all. Well, we'll pay for you to come and stay in a hotel for, a few weeks. No, I don't want to stay in a hotel for a few weeks. I want to work from home. I don't think it'll be as big a deal as you're making it out to be. Yes, it will, because I said I want to be remote and you're trying to make me be hybrid. You can be remote next year. No, I can't be remote next year. I want to be remote this year. Why did you lie to me to get me into the interview? And they're like, we'll just move you forward. We'll just move you forward. No, don't move me forward. I don't meet the qualifications. You want hybrid, I don't. And I literally I sent them a message afterwards because they were like, all right, now you just got to do this, and there's going to be a five interview process and da. And I'm just sitting here like, no, thank you. I already told you that I'm not doing that. And you have way too many interviews for people who are desperate to hire somebody. And I'm just like, I just feel like I can't throw a rock without hitting 3 terrible companies that are looking to exploit people. And they don't even care that people know that anymore. Like, they don't care. And it's so frustrating and upsetting. Whoever said that I don't put enough water or moisture in my hair, I'm hoping that I'm giving you enough right now. But it's just uncomfortable and it's upsetting that everywhere you turn they're like this. Even companies that used to be good, like large companies that had great reviews, they had great insurance, they had a lot of great like Glassdoor reviews. People worked there for a very long time. They gave good severance, good retirement packages, all of that great stuff. And I didn't even remember what I was saying. Somebody was messaging me. But yeah, I just wish that women in general, but particularly women of color, would look out for each other and have each other's backs. Because I think that that's something that's always made me apprehensive about, going into Black spaces or being around other Black people, is that just I never really fit in with those people. Like, I don't dress like them. I don't even dress like the goth Black women. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what I mean. Like, if you just Google goth Black women, you'll know exactly what I mean. Like, I don't even dress like them. I don't act like them. I don't like the same things that they like. Um, and so it's like, it's a struggle. And even when you're in like the workplace, because everybody still wants to compete with each other. And this is like, it's 2023. We don't need to be competing with each other. Like, that's not necessary at all. Like, we could just be working together towards the same goal. I've seen people on the same team in jobs sabotage each other just because they are two women of color and they think we can't both win. So one of us has to win more than the other and the other one has to lose. No one should ever have to lose when women of color are in the workplace. It should always be us all winning together. But yeah. So there's the hair. I'm trying not to manipulate it too much. I'll look at it more in the thing and went this way. So hopefully it looks good. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And it's like nice and curly and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just what's it? Sadie. Sadie has come to say goodbye with her butt. Okay. But it's just that's just something I wanted to rant about. I don't want to go into too many details because I don't want to be like, and this chick named this who I work with, she do this, da 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 da. I don't want to go into many details because it can always come back on you when you give out a lot of details. But yeah, I just get sick of companies manipulating and using people to get your booty out my face. Ugh. Why would you sit down and then shove your butt up in my face? Why would you do that? Why would you think that's something I wanted from you? Sadie, please get your claws out of my pants. Sadie, go somewhere. Down. Down. Sadie, I love you too, but I need you to get down. Sadie, down. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. You notice how she be extra sweet when she hurting me? But yeah, I just want us to do better by each other. And I wish I didn't live in a world where I couldn't trust any woman. Like I gotta go places and be like, a woman manager? I don't know about that. Like, you know how like a lot of older women talk? I want to be like that. I don't want to be like, I don't want a woman manager. I want a man manager because, women, there's so much drama. Like I don't like when people say that. And I know that there's a lot of truth to it, but I still don't like perpetuating the idea that women just are naturally going to hate each other and they can't work together. I think that that's a terrible way to talk about other women. But then it disappoints me when I'm working with other women, white women, women of color, either one, and I get disrespected like that. It's just upsetting. Like you can go to the ends of the earth for somebody, whether you are in the workplace or outside of the workplace, and they'll still turn around and be like, "Thanks for saving my job. Now you're fired." You know what I mean? I see stuff like that happen all the time, and it's upsetting. Anyway, the hair is done. The hair is out. Thanks guys for sitting here with me while I rambled about it. But because I'm just kind of like, it's Friday, it's whatever. My day was just thrown off because somebody came by, and when people are like gonna come by my apartment, I can't think straight until they do that, and then once they're done, my brain is just like, ugh. um. Sadie, please get your claws out of my. Ow! Why are you pulling? Stop pulling. She's looking at me so cute while she's doing this in my skin. It hurts. I'm gonna try to get them on the gel caps too. But anyway, y'all, thank you for listening to me rant. I hope my hair looks cute. Take care of yourself because you deserve it. Drink your water, take your naps, eat your food because nobody can live in your body except for you. And I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.